We're going to go ahead and start off with our first presenter, which will be Jordan Jackson doing a poem for us.
Amen.
Give him a hand clap.
Tall thick, black as night, big lips, tangled hair, less educated, talks in slang, ghetto, loud, crooked teeth. Is this an African American to you? All shapes and sizes, different shades of brown, very educated, calm and proud. This is an African American to me. Yeah, I get it. All lives matter. But killing innocent, unarmed black? For what? You claim to be scared of us. Why? Because of our past? So you stop popping us like medication. And when you're sick of us, you put a bullet through us and get rid of us with no hesitation. You cops never share everything that happens. The truth is you never care about what happens. You got family at home, right? And you would do whatever to keep them safe, right? Well, that is how we blacks feel. Imagine growing up in these streets, where your only priority is making sure you eat. Y'all cops attack us, and then take us to court and charge us with assault. What kind of democracy is that?
All right, we're going to have our next presenter, Sherry Patterson, doing Carter G. Woodson. Give her a hand as she comes.
Good morning. Today I'll be presenting Carter G. Woodson, also known as the father of Black history. So Carter G. Woodson was the second African American to receive a doctorate from Harvard after W.E. Du Bois, known as the father of Black history. Woodson dedicated his career to the field of African American history and lobbied extensively to establish Black History Month as a nationwide institution. He also wrote many historical works, including the 1933 book, The Miseducation of the Negro. Carter Woodson was born on December the 19th, 1875 in New Canton, Virginia, to Miss Anna Eliza Riddle Woodson and James Woodson. The fourth of 7 children, young Woodson worked as a sharecropper and a miner to help his family. He began high school in his late teens and proved to be an excellent student, completing a 4-year course of study in less than 2 years. He also attended Berea College in Kentucky. Woodson worked for the U.S. government as an education superintendent in the Philippines. He undertook more travels before returning stateside to continue in his studies, earning his bachelor and master's degree from the University of Chicago. Woodson went on to receive a doctorate from Harvard University in 1912. He then becoming just the second African American to earn a PhD from the prestigious institution. After finishing his education, Woodson dedicated himself to the field of African American history. Woodson wrote more than a dozen books over the course of his career, most notably Miseducation of the Negro. Woodson lobbied schools and organizations to participate in special programs to encourage the study of African American history, which began in February 1926 with Negro History Week. The program was later expanded and renamed Black History Month. Woodson had chosen February for the initial week-long celebration to honor the birth months of the abolitionist Frederick Douglass and President Abraham Lincoln. Woodson died on April 3, 1950, a respected and honored figure who received accolades for his vision. His legacy continues on, with Black History Month being a national cultural force recognized by a variety of media formats, organizations, and educational institutes. So today I leave with 2 quotes from Carter G. Woodson. When you control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about their actions. And secondly, those who have no record of what their forebears have accomplished lose the inspiration which comes from the teaching of biography and history. And that concludes this
All Our next presenter will be Zarriah Robinson doing Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks was a civil rights activist who refused to surrender her seat to a white passenger on a segregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama. Her defiance sparked in the Montgomery, Alabama. Her bus boycott its success launched nationwide efforts to end racial segregation of public facilities. Parks was awarded the Martin Luther King Jr. Award by the NAACP, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and the Congressional Gold Medal. Parks was born Rosa Louise Macaulay on February 4th, 1913, in Tuskegee, Alabama. Parks attended a segregated one-room school in Pine Level, Alabama. And Parks attended the City Industrial School for Girls in Montgomery, Alabama State. In 1929, while in the 11th grade, and attended a laboratory school for secondary education led by the Alabama State Teachers College for Negroes. Parks left school to attend to both her sick grandmother and mother back in Pine Level. She earned her high school degree in 1933 with her husband's support. In 1932, at age 19, Parks met the married Raymond Parks, a barber and a active member of the NAACP. On December 1st, 1955, Parks was arrested for refusing the bus driver instructed to give her seat to a white passenger. Members of the African American community were asked to stay off the city buses on Monday, December 5th, 1955, the day of Parks' trial, in protest of her arrest. People were encouraged to stay home from work or school, take a cab or walk to work, with most of African American communities not riding the bus. Organizers believe a longer boycott might be successful. The Montgomery bus boycott, as the book came to be known, was a huge success. lasting for 381 days and ending with a Supreme Court ruling declaring segregation on public transit systems to be unconstitutional. Although she had become a symbol of the civil rights movement, Parks suffered hardship in the months following her arrest in Montgomery and the subsequent boycott. She lost her department store job and her husband was fired after his boss forbade him to talk about his wife or their legal case. Unable to find work, they eventually left Montgomery and moved to Detroit, Michigan, along with Parks' mother. Their Parks made the new life for herself, working as a secretary and receptionist in U.S. Representative John Conyers' congressional office. She also served on a board of the Planned Parenthood Federation of America. In 1987, Parks found the Parks and Roman Parks Institute for Self-Development. The organization runs pathways to freedom bus tours, introducing young people into important civil rights and underground railroad cities sites throughout the country. 1992, Rosa Parks, she wrote Rosa Parks' My Story. 1995, she wrote Quiet Street. On October 24th, 2005, Parks quietly died in her apartment in Detroit, Michigan at the age of 92.
At this time, we're going to have our next presenter, which will be Matthew Robinson doing Jesse Owens.
Okay. I was born in September 12, 1913 in Oakville, Alabama, where I was a frail child that battled with chronic bronchial congestion and pneumonia. Even though I had this sickness, I was still expected to go ahead and actually pick 100 pounds of cotton. So later on, my family moved to Cleveland, Ohio, where I went to East Technical High School, to where I was also made a name for myself as a national recognized sprinter, setting records in 100 and 200-yard dashes, as well as the long jump. After graduation, I went to Ohio State University, to where I earned the name Buckeye Bullet. While in college, I tied the world record in the 100-yard dash and set a long jump record of 26, 8 1/4 that stood for 25 years. I also set the new world marks in the 220-yard dash and in the 220-yard low hurdles. My best accomplishment was at the 1936 Berlin Olympic Games, which expected to be a German showcase, but the African Americans cemented America's success as the Olympic Games, to where I won 4 gold medals in the 100-meter, the long jump, the 200-meter, and the 400-meter relay. Following the 1936 Olympic Games, I retired from amateur athletics and started to earn money for my physical talents. I raced against cars, horses, and from time to time, I played with the Globetrotters. What is it? Yeah, the Globetrotters. The Harlem Globetrotters. So eventually, I went ahead and actually found my calling in public relations and marketing, setting up a business for himself in Chicago, Illinois, and traveling frequently around the country to speak at conventions and other business gatherings. Later on, I died of lung cancer in Tucson, Arizona on March 31st, 1980.
Thank you. Our next presenter will be Zoe Robinson doing Harriet Tubman.
Next.
All right.